What if I told you that there's a single food, a food hiding in plain sight that can literally reverse muscle loss in seniors even into your 70s and beyond? Now you might be thinking, wait a minute. Isn't muscle loss just part of aging? Don't we all shrink, weaken, and slow down as we get older? That's what most people believe. And unfortunately, that belief keeps millions of seniors stuck in a cycle of weakness, fatigue, and preventable disability. But here's the shocking truth. Muscle loss after 60 isn't primarily about age. It's about biology. And more importantly, it's about nutrition. Specifically, the lack of one powerful nutrient found in a food that most seniors either overlook, avoid, or underestimate. Doctors have a name for age-related muscle decline, sarcopenia. By age 60, up to 30% of people are already experiencing it. By age 75, that number skyrockets, and with it comes frailty, poor balance, higher risk of falls, slower wound healing, and even brain decline. Because here's what most people don't realize. Your muscles aren't just about movement. They are literally your body's metabolic engine. When muscle shrinks, metabolism slows. When metabolism slows, fat accumulates. When fat accumulates, inflammation rises. And when inflammation rises, every disease of aging, from diabetes to dementia to heart disease, accelerates. So the real question is, can we stop this process or even reverse it? And the answer, supported by some fascinating new science, is yes. In this video, we are going to break down why muscle loss isn't simply aging, but actually a nutritional and hormonal imbalance. The single most overlooked food that can reignite muscle growth, even in your 70s. How this food restores the very cellular machinery, your mitochondria and protein synthesis pathways that control energy and repair. And 6 practical steps to use it correctly. Because eating it the wrong way won't deliver the same results. Stay with me until the end, because step #4 is something almost everyone gets wrong, and it's silently preventing their muscles from ever rebuilding. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your muscle tissue is constantly in a tug of war between breakdown and repair. After age 60, most people tilt heavily toward breakdown because of insulin resistance, low stomach acid, hormonal decline, and nutrient deficiencies. But when you give your body the right building block in the right form, you flip the switch back toward repair. And this is why seniors who reintroduce this food often report something incredible. Stronger legs, better balance, more stamina, and even sharper thinking. Because again, muscle is not just about strength, it's about total metabolic health. So let's dive into the science, the physiology, and the practical how-to steps. Because this isn't about gym memberships or protein shakes, it's about understanding your body's deeper design and fueling it with exactly what it needs to rebuild muscle naturally, even at 75. Section 1. Why seniors lose muscle in the first place. Most people assume that losing muscle after 60 is just natural aging. But that's only half true. Yes, there are changes in the body with age, but the real drivers of muscle loss are hidden physiological shifts that you can actually correct. Let's break them down one by one. 1. The silent culprit, insulin resistance. One of the biggest enemies of muscle after 60 isn't sabotage, lack of exercise. It's sabotage, insulin resistance. Here's sabotage why. Insulin is not only a blood sugar hormone. It's sabotage also a growth signal for muscle cells. When your cells stop responding properly to insulin, 2 things happen. Sugar and fat get stored in the wrong places. Belly fat, liver, arteries. Muscles stop receiving the growth message. Instead of fueling repair, nutrients just float around in the bloodstream, or get stored as fat. Over time, this starves your muscle cells, leading to gradual shrinkage and weakness. 2. Declining hormones that drive repair. The second factor is hormonal decline. Testosterone, growth hormone, and even DHEA naturally fall after 40. And by the time you hit 60 or 70, your levels may be less than half of what they once were. Why does this matter? Because these hormones act like contractors on a construction site. They tell your body, build here, repair there, strengthen this. Without them, even if you eat enough protein, your body doesn't get the signal to rebuild. It's like having bricks delivered to a site with no workers to stack them. 3. The mitochondria factor, your muscle engines. Your muscles aren't just made of fibers. They're packed with mitochondria, the tiny power plants that turn food into energy. The older you get, the more these mitochondria slow down or even die off. This is why many seniors feel fatigued, even when they eat well. Less mitochondrial function equals sign less ATP, energy currency equals sign weaker muscles that don't repair as fast. It's like trying to run a factory with only half the machines working. 4. The digestion decline nobody talks about. Here's a fact that shocks many seniors. After 60, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. That's the very acid needed to break down protein. So even if you eat steak, chicken, or eggs, your body may not fully digest it. Large protein molecules pass through undigested, while your muscles remain starved of the amino acids they desperately need. This is why seniors often say, "I eat enough, but I still feel weak." The issue isn't intake, it's absorption. 5. Chronic inflammation. The hidden muscle killer. Finally, inflammation plays a massive role. When your body is inflamed from processed foods, high sugar, poor sleep, or chronic conditions, it sends out stress signals that actually block protein synthesis. Think of it like a red light for muscle repair. No matter how many nutrients you provide, your body stays stuck in breakdown mode because it's too busy fighting fires elsewhere. Putting it all together. So when you combine insulin resistance, low repair hormones, failing mitochondria, poor protein digestion, chronic inflammation, it creates the perfect storm for muscle loss. This is why sarcopenia accelerates so quickly after 60. But here's the key insight. Each of these problems can be influenced by diet, and this brings us to the breakthrough. There is one food, and it's not what you think, that directly addresses several of these root causes at the same time. It improves insulin sensitivity, nourishes mitochondria, enhances protein utilization, and lowers inflammation. This food is the missing link for seniors who feel like no matter what they eat, their muscles just won't come back. In the next section, I'm going to reveal exactly what that food is and why studies are showing it can help reignite muscle growth even at 75. Section 2. The #1 food that reverses muscle loss. After 60. Now that you understand the problem of muscle loss after 60, let's move into the surprising solution. You've probably been told over and over that protein shakes, chicken breast, or steak are the answer. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about eating more protein. Seniors already try to do that, yet still lose muscle. The real key is leucin, a special amino acid that acts like the ignition switch for muscle growth. Here's what's fascinating. Your muscles can actually start repairing themselves until leucin levels hit a certain trigger point. Think of it like a light switch. You can have electricity running through the wires protein in your diet, but unless you flip the switch, leucine, the lights never turn on muscle building. Most seniors eat protein that never reaches this leucine threshold. That's why their muscles stay weak, even if they're eating eggs or meat every day. So, what's the one food that can reverse muscle loss even at age 75? Whey protein isolate. I'm not talking about just any protein powder. I'm not talking about a clean, high-quality whey isolate. That sips rich in leucine, and here sips why it works. Highest leucine content. Whey isolate delivers about 10–12% leucine by weight. That means a single scoop can flip the muscle growth switch faster than almost any other food. Rapid absorption. Unlike steak or beans, whey digests quickly, sending amino acids directly into your bloodstream within 30–45 minutes. That speed matters because your muscles are most responsive right after eating or exercising. Muscle protein synthesis trigger. Studies show that seniors need around 2.5–3 grams of leucine per meal to stimulate muscle building. A typical chicken breast gives you only half of that, but one serving of whey, you've got enough to activate the process fully. Let me break it down with a simple analogy. Imagine your muscle is a locked door. Protein is the keychain with 20 different keys. The amino acids, but only leucine is the master key that opens the door. Whey protein just happens to carry the highest amount of that master key. Most people don't realize this, but this is why bodybuilders and athletes have used whey for decades, not just for protein, but because it actually flips the growth signal. And now seniors are finally catching on. But here's the twist. You don't need huge amounts. Research actually shows that 20–30 grams of whey isolate per day is enough to stimulate muscle growth in older adults. Taken right after a light walk, resistance training, or even before bedtime, it maximizes the rebuilding process. Action step. If you're over 60 and worried about weak legs, frailty, or balance, try adding 1 scoop of clean whey isolate daily. Choose one without added sugar, artificial flavors, or fillers. And here's something you'll want to stick around for in the next section. I'll explain why timing your protein is just as important as the protein itself, and how eating at the wrong time can cancel out all your hard work. Section 3. The timing factor. When to eat for maximum muscle growth. Here's a secret almost no one talks about. It's not just what you eat that rebuilds muscle after 60, it's when you eat it. Most seniors eat their protein at random times. Maybe a little at breakfast, a little at lunch, and then a bigger serving at dinner. But here's the problem. If your muscles don't get enough leucine at once, you never flip that growth switch we discussed earlier. Research shows seniors need a pulse of protein with at least 2.5–3 grams of leucine in a single sitting to trigger muscle protein synthesis. Small scattered doses don't cut it. Let me explain with a quick analogy. Think of your muscles like a car engine. You can't start the car by giving it a few drops of fuel here and there. You need enough fuel at once to ignite the engine. The same applies to your muscles. You need a full dose of leucine-rich protein at the right time. So when is the best time to eat it? The 3 muscle-building windows for seniors. Breakfast. After an overnight fast, your muscles are in a state of repair hunger. Most seniors eat toast, cereal, or tea. Basically no protein. This is a wasted opportunity. Starting your day with 20–30 grams of whey or eggs plus whey can immediately switch on muscle rebuilding. Post-exercise, even light resistance training, lifting light weights, bodyweight squats, or walking uphill, makes your muscles more sensitive to protein for up to 2 hours. Having whey isolate right after exercise is like pouring water on a dry sponge. Your muscles soak it up. Before bed, during deep sleep, your body runs a repair program. If you go to bed protein deficient, your muscles don't have the raw materials they need. A small serving of casein or whey before bed provides amino acids throughout the night, feeding that repair cycle. The wrong timing mistake. Here it's where many seniors go wrong. They eat the majority of their protein late at night with a heavy dinner, but by then their muscles are less responsive. Instead, spreading protein strategically across those 3 windows is far more effective than cramming it all into one meal. Aim for 20–30 grams of protein, with at least 2.5–3 grams of leucine at breakfast and post-exercise. Add a lighter serving 15–20 grams before bed. If you struggle with muscle weakness or poor sleep recovery, that's how you time your protein so it works with your biology instead of against it. And here's the exciting part. In the next section, I'll reveal the hidden mineral that acts like the spark plug for this entire process. Without it, even the best protein and perfect timing can fall flat. Section 4. The mineral that makes protein work. Now this is the part most seniors have never been told. You've heard endlessly about protein shakes, amino acids. But if your body is missing this one mineral, all that effort is like trying to build a house without nails. That mineral is magnesium. Why magnesium? Let me break it down. Magnesium, the spark plug for muscle protein synthesis. Every time your muscle tries to build new tissue, it requires enzymes. Think of enzymes as workers on a construction site. But here's the catch. These workers can't even lift a hammer without magnesium. Magnesium is needed for ATP, the energy currency of your cells, and muscle growth is an energy-hungry process. Without enough magnesium, your muscles literally can't use protein efficiently. Studies show that seniors low in magnesium may experience slower recovery after exercise, more cramps and spasms, weaker response to protein intake. And here's the shocking part. Almost 70% of older adults are deficient in magnesium, mostly because of processed foods, medications like diuretics and proton pump inhibitors, and soil depletion. Why protein alone isn't enough? Imagine this, you drink your whey protein shake after exercise. You've got leucine, amino acids, everything looks perfect on paper. But if your magnesium is low, your body can't activate the very enzymes that stitch those amino acids into new muscle fibers. It's like pouring concrete without water. The building materials are there, but nothing hardens. The best magnesium sources for seniors. Not all magnesium is created equal. Here sits what works best. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, magnesium bound to chlorophyll. Pumpkin seeds and almonds, Rich, absorbable sources. Avocado, a double win, since it also provides potassium for muscle and nerve function. Mineral water, if high in magnesium, an overlooked but powerful source. For supplementation, magnesium glycinate or citrate are the most gentle and absorbable forms for seniors. If you want protein to actually rebuild muscle after 60, pair every protein-rich meal with a magnesium source. Example: whey shake plus a handful of pumpkin seeds. Check your daily magnesium intake. Aim for 420 milligrams for men, 350 milligrams for women. This simple mineral correction can double the effect of your protein intake. Now we've covered protein, leucine, timing, and magnesium. But there's still one more factor that seniors almost always overlook: hormonal signaling. That's what we'll uncover in the next section. How to reactivate your body's natural growth signal even after 60. Section 5. The hormone signal that triggers muscle growth. After 60, here's a truth bomb. You could eat all the protein and magnesium in the world, but if your hormonal signal is weak, your body won't get the message to actually build muscle. That signal comes from insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, and testosterone. Yes, even in women though at lower levels. These hormones tell your muscles: grow, repair, get stronger. Why hormones decline with age? After 60, the body naturally produces less testosterone and growth hormone. That's one reason sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, accelerates. Lower testosterone equals less muscle protein synthesis, more fat storage. Lower IGF-1 equals slower recovery, weaker muscle repair. But here's the interesting part. You don't always need hormone replacement therapy. Nature already built ways to reactivate your own signaling system. The role of exercise and food. Resistance training is the one way to boost IGF-1 naturally. Every time you stress a muscle, your body releases a growth signal, telling satellite cells to fuse and rebuild muscle fibers. Protein with leucine works as a trigger for IGF-1. When combined with exercise, the signal is amplified. Zinc and vitamin D are cofactors that keep testosterone production alive, especially in older adults. Foods that nudge hormones back up. If you want to naturally support testosterone and IGF-1 after 60, add these to your diet. Zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, beef, and oysters. Vitamin D sources like fatty fish or daily sunlight. Seniors often run low, and deficiency suppresses testosterone. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, and pasture-raised eggs. Cholesterol is the raw material for hormone production. The muscle growth mistake seniors make. Many older adults overfocus on cardio. Cardio has benefits for the heart and circulation. Yes, but without strength training, you're not stimulating IGF-1 enough. The body ends up burning energy without sending that build muscle signal. It's like revving an engine without shifting gears. Lots of noise, no forward momentum. If you are over 60 and want your body to keep rebuilding muscle, add 2-3 resistance sessions per week, even light weights or resistance bands. Pair exercise with leucine-rich protein within an hour. Ensure you're getting zinc, vitamin D, and healthy fats daily. When you do this, you reignite your hormonal signal. Suddenly protein, magnesium, and leucine don't just sit there, they activate. And in our final section, we'll tie it all together. The complete senior muscle blueprint. Exactly how to eat, move, and recover, so your body doesn't just survive after 60 but thrives. Section 6. The complete senior muscle blueprint. We've uncovered the hidden mineral, the overlooked amino acid, the gut connection, the overlooked exercise principle, and even the hormone signal. Now let's put it all together into one clear senior-friendly muscle-building roadmap. Think of it like this. Your body after 60 is not broken. It just needs a smarter operating system. Step 1. Fuel with the right foods. Your meals should be built around magnesium-rich greens, spinach, Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds to spark protein synthesis. Leucine-packed proteins, eggs, chicken, salmon, Greek yogurt to flip the growth switch. Zinc and vitamin D sources, pumpkin seeds, beef, fatty fish, or safe sun exposure to support hormones. Collagen support foods, bone broth, citrus, berries, to rebuild connective tissue with muscle. This is not about eating more volume. It's about eating strategically. Step 2. Train the signal. Resistance training twice per week minimum. Start with bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or resistance bands. Progressive overload. Your muscles only grow if you keep gently challenging them. Add reps, increase tension, or use slightly heavier bands over time. Don't ditch cardio, just make it supportive. Walking, swimming, or cycling keeps blood vessels young and improves nutrient delivery to muscles. Step tread. Prioritize recovery. Here's the often missed piece. Muscles don't grow while you're training. They grow while you're resting. 7-8 hours of deep sleep is where growth hormone spikes, triggering repair. Magnesium before bed through food or supplements helps calm the nervous system and restore deep sleep cycles. Stress control matters. Chronic cortisol blocks, testosterone and IGF-1. Meditation, prayer, or breathing exercises reduce that interference. Step 4. Avoid senior saboteurs. The most common mistakes that block muscle growth after 60 are relying only on protein shakes without resistance training, overdoing cardio without strength training, ignoring magnesium and zinc while focusing only on protein, neglecting sleep, sabotaging growth hormone release. If you fix these, your muscle building potential skyrockets. Step 5. The 60+ muscle meal pattern. Here is a simple daily structure. Breakfast: Greek yogurt, berries, pumpkin seeds. Protein, magnesium, zinc. Lunch: salmon with spinach and avocado, protein plus magnesium plus healthy fats. Snack: bone broth with citrus or a handful of almonds. Dinner: chicken stir-fry with broccoli and olive oil. Pair this with 2-3 weekly strength sessions and daily walking. And you've just built a body that resists sarcopenia. Most people over 60 believe muscle loss is just aging. But that's not true. Muscle loss is a signal, a sign the body is missing the ingredients and signals it needs. When you restore those, magnesium, leucine, hormones, gut health, sleep, and resistance, the body responds beautifully. Your legs get stronger, your balance improves, your energy returns, and perhaps most importantly, you protect your independence. Because muscle is not just about looking fit, it's about walking unassisted, climbing stairs with ease, and living with dignity for decades to come. That's the blueprint. Simple, science-backed, and senior-friendly.